James Jimmy Patterson was a 22-year-old man from Riverhead, New York. In early 2022, Jimmy relocated to Tulsa, Oklahoma. His motive for moving is unknown. However, people believe it was for a fresh start. He also was homeless, living with one of his friends named Joshua Lewis. On October 17th, 2022, James Patterson was visiting a friend's nearby apartment. Someone who was living in this apartment at the time was selling an axe on Facebook Marketplace. While Jimmy was visiting this friend, a man known only as Israeli Trejo enters the apartment, presumably to buy the axe. In the video, we see Trejo standing above our gym bro, who has his face in his phone and is munching an egua. Trejo moves erratic and practices swinging form, staring directly at our Jimmy friend. While Trejo is seen speaking with one of his homeless friends, he is also glancing at our next character, lady who I couldn't find any information on. Like Jimmy, her face is buried in her phone, completely oblivious to the evil in the next room. As well as being in the room are two dogs. This one in the back seems to have much more situational awareness than anyone else in the apartment. Inevitably, Trejo can't control himself any longer. He brings the blade down onto Jimmy's head with a sickening thud, burying it deep into his skull. Jimmy is instantly vegetabilized. His arms raised limply into the air, and he stays sitting up for only a moment before slowly slumping back into the couch. The man Trejo is talking to says, "Damn," or something along those lines, which gets the attention of a lady in the next room. She enters with a "what?" before screaming, "Fuck!" Ah! As Trejo and the other man quickly leave the room. While Jimmy is transported to the hospital with the axe still embedded in his head, Trejo was found and apprehended shortly after on a nearby street. He was initially only charged with assault with a deadly weapon. However, after Jimmy passes away in the hospital 3 days after the attack, these charges were upgraded to first-degree murder. Authorities described the attack as unprovoked, and any supposed motive has not been publicly disclosed. If I had to guess, I'd bet Trejo had been on some kind of substance based on his erratic movement in the video, and based on the fact that Trejo was a homeless felon and an illegal immigrant with a hold for mice. It doesn't surprise me something like this happened. On August 3rd, 2023, Israeli Trejo pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. I believe a valuable moral you can learn from this heinous crime is to never let an illegal immigrant known by Israeli into your home.